Now, I want to take all of those sorts of things and talk to you a little bit, just shortly, about some of the new things that I think are coming up, the way I think lighting design is going. So we can take the principles of contrast, of direction, of color, of projection of shadow and reflection. We can take those things and build environments. And the spaces that we build, the environments that we build, can have meaning. In this case, we wanted to create, this is a new bar. This is still, it opened last month, but these shots were taken while we were on site. In this case, this bar wanted to create a very warm atmosphere. It was all about cooking, and the style of the cooking was very delicious, but very simplistic, almost home cooking. So we wanted to create an atmosphere that was warm, but also interesting. So we used reflection off the ceiling to create interest in the bar. Next one, please. As you can see. But you'll see in the next slide, but what we were able to do when we viewed that reflection through reeded or patterned glass, we were able to create a fireside effect. Ta-da. Right, so it looks like the ceiling's on fire. So this is the aspect from outside. So this is something that I see that's important, the way I think light should go now. I think we've all started with the idea of making architecture and making space with light. But now if we can start to think about, well, okay, we've got to do that, but we can also create effect. We can create art through the way that we have our space. And by creating effect and art, we're adding not only a commercial value to our client, because people want to come and see it, we also can use that effect to create that physiological feeling that I talked to you about at the start of the project, the start of my talk. That we can start to create interesting thoughts, interesting talking points, interesting memories. So that's one thought I've got about where I think lighting design is going. I think lighting design should be developing more into the way that we can integrate art into our work. And that can be done through installational work like that effect. The other way it can be things that I think I see changing is the changes in technology. So we're starting now to get a lot more different light sources to be able to use. In this case, it's an exhibition, and this exhibition uses electromagnetic paper, which is a paper that glows when you transmit a current through it to create the pattern of the river. And then overlaying on that is projected images of river life. So it's an exhibition about the river and about the harbour. And we were able to use that new light source to create a table that was only 20 mil thick, but still have it lit and glowing. So new light sources give us a way of creating new things as well. And also the digital technology is giving us a lot of new possibilities. In this case, it's OLED. This is a photograph out of a catalogue, but we've used OLED in a media room to create patterns of light. And again, it's very thin, it emits a light, and through the control of that OLED, you can create, again, art. Right? So you can start to use, not only are there ways of building installational forms of art, but you can also use technology to create interesting effect or art. And the digital control of that allows you to interface it with, in this case, movement. In this case, projection, where the shape of the tree was mapped, and then the light as a mask, and then that was programmed into the light projections to create this effect. So this was a stunning effect where I'm sure you've all seen light transmitted onto buildings, but to such a 3-degree object as a tree, the light effects were able to be mapped onto all the branches and all the roots. So digital technology can create art. digital technology and integration of light fittings can create art. Right? Even taking that down on a much more simple level, just installing lights in the right way and using how light and material react together, you can create art. So this is a way I think lighting design is an interesting way forward. So we have everyone asks you, oh, what's the latest thing? And everyone's talking about LED or OLED or digital mapping, but actually it's the end that's the important. And it's the same with our work. It's the end result that's important. Maybe you use new technology to achieve that. It might be easier to use new technology to achieve that. But you don't have to use new technology, right? This is using form, creating these ceiling fixtures in this ballroom. We were able to create a form and then just install very simple, very cheap lighting into it to create an effect. This ballroom and the whole project was about ambiguity. It's one of the key drivers, one of the key concepts or strategies of the project, based around the ambiguity of life in Bangkok, particularly for foreigners. And so by using light, we were able to create objects that had perceived greater depth than they were. By layering of light, we could create infinity spaces. In the case of that was a ceiling, or like this, it's a piece of furniture. In this case, we didn't design this piece of furniture, but in other parts of that project, we did design infinity spaces. All of those things rely on a level of technology, but in the end, art can be created from the simple things. And this is the project that's probably most dear to my heart, because in this project, there's not going to be any artificial light. There's only going to be candles. And the client was so lovely that he invested his own money into create this mock-up so that we could test whether candles would work, because no one really knew. Of course, everyone used candles hundreds of years ago, but that knowledge may have slipped from our consciousness. So being able to test this was wonderful. And if you think about it, there's no reason why it shouldn't work. When I was first proposed the idea and asked whether I thought it could work, I thought about how it could easily work around a table, because just like the fire, you are sitting around a flame and therefore lighting the table and lighting the faces of the people around the table. We've all had candlelit dinners. They're beautiful. But how could it light the space? Well, it can through reflection, because really to make you comfortable in a space, you need to know its boundaries. Sometimes we're not comfortable in a space where we can't see, it just fades off to darkness. But by using reflection built in as little mirrors or little polished metal plates in the wall, we are able to use that reflection, be able to understand the shape and the space of the room around us. So the main light lights the people, and the reflected light lights the space. So in the end, a very simple thing such as a candle can create art or can create a wonderful space. That is what I think gives light power. Right? You can use a simple thing or a complex thing to create a space that makes people want to go there. You can create a space that creates memory, so when they leave it, they have a memory of it. And you can create a space where people can meet others and meet themselves on a different level, because the light facilitates an interaction and the light helps you understand the space around you. So our job is to understand light and use it in a way that reinforces the story that we want to tell. Thank you.